All right, now that everybody's in here, we're going to start talking about our lesson. So, first off, what is this picture? Just think about it for a moment.
Is that mac and cheese?
I'm going to freeze it on here if it'll freeze for me. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and move the slide. And it should bring up a cork board for you to type on. So it might take a moment to come up. So if you could type on it and just tell me what this picture is. So just tell me what you think it is. I'll give you a couple of seconds. No rush. No wrong answer. Just take a wild guess.
You gotta approve it. Can you approve on that?
All right, so we got you're slicing oranges, impeaching. Impeaching's a good one. What a cutie. A man and fruit. That's, yeah, what the thing is. Michael Jackson. How did you get Michael Jackson? All right. Now, Erica, got it right.
What was it?
Gerrymandering.
Oh my goodness.
What's the ing for?
Ing?
Jerry Seinfeld, Mandarin Oranges, and ing, gerrymandering.
Is like Mandarin his last name?
No,
No, it's just.
it has
they put it
nothing to do
together.
with anybody's name at this point.
Oh, you combine the words.
Yes. So we're talking today about gerrymandering. So as you know, we've been going over political distribution of states, and we've been talking about the different forms of government, different branches of government, or not branches for, like monarchy, dictatorship. So we're going to be talking about gerrymandering in relation to particularly what goes on in our country every 10 years. So every 10 years we have a census. This is where you get a letter in the mail, you fill out the thing, fill out the paper, send it back to the government, and they count you. This is for the elected representatives in the House of Representatives. There's 435 in the United States. So during this time, we pretty much pick, or based on the population, pick which states have gained or have lost a representative during this time. And it's part of the Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3, which you will learn more about during government when you take it next year. So redistricting, this is, as I said, where they redefine the lines. They have populations changing. Some people may change, some people may not, or may stay the same in different countries when it comes to selecting the lines of the county. For example, y'all vote in this district. Anybody know what district this is?
3.
3. That's school district 3. So we'll take it from the school district standpoint. District 3, that's how their lines are. You have District 7, District 4. So if every 4 years, if they would change that, they would say, move the line. If we gain population and Spartanburg 5 lost population, we would move the line closer to Spartanburg 5, change up how the area works, things like that. So there could be a lot of movement going on. So we got apportionment. Basically, this is where they divide it up. They divide up between the 435. Some places may stay the same, some places may gain, some places may lose. So during this time where they're redistricting, redrawing the lines, you have gerrymandering. This is the deliberate act of basically making sure one party has essentially control over the area. No matter how many people vote, there's a good chance that somebody, one party is gonna be over the other party, and they make sure they influence the election later on. So where did gerrymandering come from? It came from this guy named Eldridge Jerry, who drew these lines. As you can see, these lines are kind of they said salamander, it looks kind of like a dragon, salamander. It's a lizard, so. That's where you get your Mandarin from, so Eldridge Jerry, Mandarin from salamander, so gerrymandering. Basically, this is, yet again, where they kind of try to influence the lines. They influence the district drawing the lines to make sure one party wins over the other. You can see here, this little cartoon. That's Benjamin Franklin says voters should select their own elected representatives, and then you have this guy doing redistricting says elected representatives should select their own voters. So there's two ways that they do gerrymandering. There's packing and cracking. Packing is basically where they stuff one type of voter, like they would stuff Republicans into one district to make sure that that one district is for the Republicans, and then the Democrats have the rest of the area. So you kind of do that in California right here. They make this a long line to make sure that it's one political party over the other. That's packing. Cracking would be if you have involved basically a district where they spread it out over, like you have a majority, say we'll take Republicans, you have a majority Republicans this time, have a small amount of Democrats in each one to break it up, where you could have a more even amount. So we'll do a little bit more about drawing those momentarily. After I get done with this, I will draw them out for you on the board. Here's a couple of famous districts. So you have what's called the toxic spill. I did not come up with these names. But this is the toxic spill in North Carolina. Basically, they start down here, close to Charlotte, and go all the way up to Durham. That's basically across the whole state. You got the Ghostbuster in Georgia, where it goes from Atlanta to Augusta down to Savannah, and this big section in between that is like.
How did they come up with the names for them?
I think they just kind of looked at them and tried to figure out something else. Like, it's easier for this one in Illinois, the earmuffs.
That one actually looks like
Earmuffs, kind of looks like an earmuffs. Texas, you have the roadkill. I guess it kind of looks like roadkill, and swamp fever. That's in Florida, so they probably go around the swamps and stuff. So, those are some famous gerrymandering districts. There are still around, like currently, which we will talk about later. They actually have some going on right now in Ohio and New Jersey, places like that. So we'll talk about them more in a minute, and I've got some more examples on here. But right now, we're going to stop right here, and we're going to watch a video.